Welcome to the 9th of our special Advent episodes of the Selah Time to Pause podcast from Plexus Salvation Army, an online church in the UK. As we journey through Advent this year, we're joined by chaplains from our Homelessness Services Unit who work in our lifehouses and hostels around the country. They'll help us to explore the four great themes of hope, peace, love and joy. Today, as we have so far this week, we're joined again by Jim Cussen from Willow House in Reading, who's considering our second theme of peace.
For some, Christmas may be a glad time, for others, a sad time. You may find it stressful or restful, or a bit of both. Perhaps you're looking forward to it or looking forward to seeing the back of it, but love it or loathe it, one thing is for sure, Christmas is coming. But what is the point? What is it about? Well, I guess your answer to those questions will depend on your perspective, on how you see it. For some, it seems the only bells associated with Christmas will be the ringing and ka-chinging of cash registers. I guess that's just my way of saying that I think some folks see Christmas from only a secular viewpoint, and there's nothing wrong with the secular. Who doesn't like giving and receiving gifts? But for others, there is a wider view of Christmas, and I count myself in this group. My view of Christmas takes in not only the secular, but also the spiritual. Yes, I love giving and receiving gifts. Yes, I love raiding the tin of roses. No, I don't like taking my 10th turkey sandwich with me into the new year. But all that aside, for me, Christmas, ultimately, is a celebration of receiving the greatest gift ever, the gift of God's Son, Jesus Christ. Now, that may sound foolish to some, but listen to this story. The tale is told of a man who, over his lifetime, amassed a great art collection. But his most precious painting was, in the eyes of the world, worth nothing. It was a portrait of his son. The son went off to war and never came home. And years later, there was a knock on the man's door. On the doorstep was a young man. "I've so wanted to find you," he said. "Your son saved my life. And just before he was killed, I painted this portrait of him. And now I'd like you to have it." With tears streaming down his face, the man embraced the portrait, and it was to be his most treasured possession. Anyway, years went by and the man died, and his whole art collection came up for auction. And first up was the portrait of the son. It seemed a little out of place compared to the rest of the collection. "What am I bid?" said the auctioneer. £10. Who'll start with £10? Silence. Then at the back of the hall a hand went up. It was the collector's retired gardener, and he'd known the son and seen him grow up. "Any advance on £10? said the auctioneer, and not a person moved. £10 it is then. Going, gone to the gentleman at the back. Then the auctioneer did something that stunned the whole room. He said, "The auction, ladies and gentlemen, is now closed. It's been made quite clear in the will that whoever gets the son gets everything." Whoever gets the son gets everything. Of Christ, someone said this:
His earthly life lasted less than 3 years. He held no public office. He had few possessions. He never wrote a book. Yet of all the rulers who have ever ruled, all the armies that have ever marched, and all the navies that have ever sailed, and of all the parliaments who have ever sat, none has had the impact on mankind as that one solitary life, the life of Christ.
If you've not thought about Christ before, he's well worth checking out, is all I can say. Christians believe that his life and teaching provide answers to the greatest questions that have taxed the greatest minds down the ages, questions about life and death and God and mankind. And I believe his life can make a difference to the whole of life, including your life, your past, your present, and your future. Because of him, your past can be forgiven and forgotten. Because of him, your present can be lived in God's presence. Because of him, you can have a hope for the future beyond this life. In short, because of him, your life need never be the same again. Whoever has the Son has everything.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? And this child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm a storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? And when you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Oh, Mary, did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, and the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Mary, did you know that your baby boy was Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? And this sleeping child you're holding is the great